house at his Bell Harbor. I bought Lennox Mall for my brothers. Sold yard bag, told the cutter. I got it out the field, fuck Russell. Go and ask Lori about the paddock, then go and ask Joy and ask Dead. For leak water, trying to drown a bitch. Just a habit, tricking on a bitch. Shit, I'm thinking I'm clipping a pimp. Shit, I'm cooking up dope like a dump. Shit, like her first gon' sit nigga trim. Shit, I'm floating, I'm hot in the blimp. Shit, it look like I'm swimming in glass. Shit, I turn on my bitch cause she bad. Shit, I'm making my ex nigga mad. Shit, they go for that number man. Real nigga learn them, wearing a bag. Piping a bitch and they nail like I can. Turn up the shooters with switches go bad. Stay with some scammers, but not with some pain. Slapping no rap with my dog, he fall off. No capping, no bound.
What it do? I go by the name of BRWE, represent that self-made hustle TV where the hustle has to be in you. I own you. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, man. Salute, D-Mac. Salute, bro. Will only be right, man.
I say, God, who am I? Praying to the sky. I'm anxious and I'm desperate. I be wishing that I cry. Tired of situations, I be wishing that I die. Top, why you keep complaining? You'll forever be my child. Living wild harder. This is not how I was raised up. Ops wanna frame us, they wanna hang us. I'm sorry for my thoughts and actions that ain't to your liking. Man, I'm scarred, this ain't no facade, I don't really like me. I don't know who I can run to, I don't know where I can run and hide. Your intentions will get you dead, I feel alive. Gangsters approaching, look what this come to. They telling me I'm that guy. While up inside, I'm still holding all the feelings of a child. Thinking that it's fine, yeah. Murder at all times. Hustling at his finest. All my life I've been trying to get it right. I don't need you up and leaving me. I need you. Real my knees at night so the angels see. I am not who they say I am. Running from my birthplace. Lord, it been on earthquake.
Hey.
Trusting my fire, oh, I been need some peace. Can you say when it's on the way? Oh, baby, let me, can you fuck me like you do? My job got us fussing, I've been hustling all for you. I done got up in some trouble, but can't tell you what I do. You know what I did, I don't give a fuck, I speak the truth. I take my stick, blow out the roof. I made a T-top out the coop, from Katie Car to a bitch. I don't trip, they laughing at my pain. I worry God as I'm sinning. Scary bitch, look at my chain and swear to God that I'm winning. But I've been losing, paranoid might be my boy trying to get me. Stuck in prison, fuck this system, snorting ice inside my nose. So I know that I'm tripping, I'm the one who got control. Bitch, I made me 8 million. Whole time that I was down, I don't give a fuck about no money. Might still catch me with a frown. Might still catch me with my white Glock. I'm in Austin on a white block with the threat slaves, even though I fuck with Southside. Grandma passed away, saw on FaceTime that night, that morning she died. Tell me when it's coming, I've been waiting for it. I know you hear me. Got it at its finest. Murder at all time high. Hustling at its finest. All my life I've been trying to get it right. I don't need you up and leaving me. I need you here. Oh, I pray on my knees at night so the angels see. I am not who they saying I'm. Running from my birthplace. Lord, it been an earthquake. Trusting my fire, oh, I believe some peace. Can you say when it's on the way? Oh, baby, let me, can you fuck me like you know? My job got us fussing, I've been hustling all for you. I done got up in some trouble, but can't tell you what I do. What I done or what I did, I don't give a fuck, I speak the truth. I take my stick, blow out the roof. I made a teeth up out the goop, gate cards up, baby.
Ah, man. Hey, man, that young nigga there, dog. That young nigga there, man, is he talked that turkey, man. One more. Let me play one more, man. Let me play one more, fool. One more, man. One more. I'm getting out where we go get to the cut too, man. She said tripping over, man. That motherfucker, boy, that damn song there. That little guy, that young nigga be talking that talk, man. For real. Hope everybody doing good on this Saturday. I don't know what's going on. Hold on, let me stop this. And we're gonna do it again. Oh, hold on, my computer was fucked up, man. I've been on this all day. How y'all gotta bear with me, shit. Let me get this right. Gonna get into a couple of stories today, shit. Shit, let me get there. Fuck it, we gonna play this one right here, shit. Windy the motherfucker. My internet running good in the motherfucker.
Left, right, we sit outside his house and then we box him in. We leg shot the big homie, then we killed all his friends. I can merch, I turned it back into a cemetery. Yeah, I stand on that. King Drake, I walk down. Head tapped the rapper in 4E, yeah, bitch, what's funny now? I should've hopped out, finished him, I'm still mad at that. A couple bodies up, I smoked some niggas that really mean something. I put his team on one Drake, it's a lot of scenes on it. Slimed the nigga 7 same night that I got high with him. P-Tech started trolling with that nigga, he gon' die with him. They know I like to suit up all black and go surprise niggas. And usually every time I put a skit, someone die, nigga. Yeah, yo, speaking on this shit, he better calm down. Last time I checked, his big brother just got gunned down. Ain't that kid your niece, nigga? Why you not in town? Only time these niggas pulling skits is on Instagram. Ultimately at the arena and beat the fuck out him. Busy been the bitch, you left that nigga and got the fuck out. Billy ain't get to catch the fight, he got killed, that nigga checked out. Stand over him, now bullet holes in his chest now. Fuck the South, fuck the Cliff, fuck the John too. The older niggas from my hood, fuck them niggas too. This next skit that I pull, you know I'm coming through. And don't be out there with them niggas, you gon' get it too. I love when G5 work the switch, cause he gon' get loose. Left, right, bounce out, you know he like to show his moves. Every time I'm in the city, I'm on my P's and Q's. Cause I know they want me dead, and I want him too. Left, right, we sit outside his house and then we box him in. We leg shot the big homie, then we killed all his friends. I can merch, I turned it back into a cemetery. Yeah, I stand on that. King Drake, I walk down. Head tapped the rapper in 4E, yeah, bitch, what's funny now? I should've hopped out, finished. After I finished him, I'm still mad at that. A couple bodies up, I smoked some niggas that really mean something. I put his team on one Drake, it's a lot of scenes on it.
Alright, this little niggas is terrible. These little niggas is terrible, man. That shit sounded so West Coast. This HSM Young Bull, that's the young nigga that was signed to one of the young niggas, little niggas that was signed to Mo 3. And the nigga on there talking turkey on that bitch. Talking about what he done did. That shit sounded like you don't know where that shit came from. That shit didn't even sound like it came from Dallas. I can tell you that. I told you. They be on that drill music down there. They can't wait to make a diss song. Hey, he went hard on that bitch though. He went hard on that bitch. Hope y'all doing good out there, man. For real. We're gonna get into this real fast, man. Fuck is up? My shit running weak, man. I don't know what the fuck going on. That's why I don't like StreamYard.
And after that trip, how, if at all, did you remain in contact?
Ms. Comey, you may proceed when ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you please state and spell the first name under which you are currently testifying?
Jane, Jane.
Good afternoon, Jane.
Good afternoon.
Have you asked to testify here today under a pseudonym to protect your privacy?
Yes.
At this time, I would like to pull up what was just admitted in evidence as Government Exhibit 3R121, just for the jury and the parties and not for the public, as it is a sealed exhibit, please. Jane, do you recognize this?
Yes,
I think we lost it. Do you see that in front of you?
I do.
What is it?
My driver's license?
Without saying it out loud, is the last name next to the line LN your true last name?
Yes.
And is the first and middle name next to FN your true first and middle name?
Yes.
And is the address below that your true address?
Yes.
Do you currently live at that address?
I do.
How long have you lived there?
About 3 years now.
When did you move in there?
April 2022.
Are you estimating?
Yes.
And that date of birth there, is that your true date of birth?
Yes.
We can take that down. Thank you very much, Ms. Becker. I'd like to now please pull up what is not in evidence. So just for the witness, government exhibit 2A402, please. Jane, do you recognize that?
Yes.
What is it?
A photo of myself.
Your Honor, the government offers this exhibit in evidence.
All right, it will be admitted.
Could we please just show that to the jury?
Okay.
Jane, generally, where did you grow up?
In California.
We can take that down. Thank you, Ms. Becker. Your Honor, I failed to note that that prior exhibit I'm offering under seal, given that it shows the likeness of Jane.
Understood.
Thank you, Your Honor. How far did you go in school, Jane?
I did about half a semester, so in junior college.
What kind of work did you do after leaving junior college?
I worked in restaurants. I was modeling, various modeling jobs.
I'd like to direct your attention now to the period between 2021 and 2024. Who, if anyone, were you in a relationship with over those years?
Sean Combs.
Ms. Becker, would you please pull up what is in evidence as Government Exhibit 2A101? Jane, do you recognize the person in that photograph?
Yes.
Who is that?
Sean Combs.
Do you know him by any other names?
Yes.
What names did you call him when you were in a relationship with him?
Sean, Baby, Ernie, Snookums.
Why did you
I
call him
told you
Ernie?
they called him
Because
Ernie.
that was our nickname for one another.
So who were you?
I told you.
And who was he?
Ernie.
Like from Sesame Street?
Yes.
We can take that down. Thank you. How did you first meet Sean?
I first met Sean at on a girls' trip to Miami.
And about what year was that?
Late 2020.
How did that girls' trip to Miami lead you to meeting Sean?
At the time, Sean was romantically involved with one of my girlfriends.
And was that girlfriend one of the girls who you went on this trip with to Miami?
Yes.
Who paid for that girls' trip you took?
Sean.
Where were you all staying?
Marcus,
In Miami.
little boy.
And how did you first meet Sean on that girls' trip?
He had invited us all over for
Push me
dinner
out, double tapping
and
the
like a
screen,
thing at
man.
night. And I remember we all went over there as a group to his residence in Miami.
Subscribe.
What residence is that?
The one on Star Island.
Do you remember the address by any chance?
2 Star Island.
Before going to 2 Star Island in 2020, had you met Sean in passing before?
I had, yes.
About how long before 2020 had you met Sean in passing?
I would say 5 years prior.
And at what type of event did you meet Sean in passing?
It was like a Father's Day celebration.
And were there a lot of people there?
There were.
Other than that meeting in passing, a Father's Day celebration, had you had any other in-person interactions with Sean before that Miami trip in 2020?
No.
How long were you in Miami during that 2020 trip?
We were there for about 5 days.
And on how many of those days did you see Sean?
About 3 or so.
What do you remember doing with Sean and your girlfriends on the first day when you saw him?
I remember it was at night. We went over there and I just saw Sean and he was really charming, really nice. And I was always drawn to him, like pretty instantly. And he was really hospitable, really sweet, really friendly. We had a nice night together.
You said that night started out at 2 Star. Is that right?
Yes.
Where did you all go from 2 Star?
We all went on a yacht.
What happened on the yacht?
We were just having drinks, partying, being friendly. There was a little bit of flirting going on. Just a nice night all together.
And when you say a little bit of flirting, between who?
Between Sean and I.
And you said partying. Were you using drugs that night?
No.
What, if any, private conversations did you have with Sean on that yacht?
At one point, I had to use the restroom and he happened to be there as well. And that's when we bumped into each other and he was like, take down my number. Let me get your number. And we exchanged numbers then. And that's when we decided we should have a nickname. And he said Bert and I said Ernie. And then, yeah.
And so did you exchange phone numbers?
Yes.
And after that, were you in contact over the phone?
He would text message. Yes, we would. We would text message. Yes.
During that same trip to Miami, what, if any, drugs do you remember seeing?
I remember seeing a pink powder substance.
And on which day, if you can remember,
Whoa.
do you remember seeing those drugs?
That first night.
What do you remember about that?
I remember after the yacht, we all went to the pool and one of the girls had requested that she wanted some drugs. And I guess while we were in the pool.
I don't want you to guess. So one of your girlfriends requested drugs. And how did Sean respond?
He said,
She said that pink cocaine. She said that nigga had the best. He wouldn't call it. That nigga Diddy went and called up the best bag, didn't he?
But okay,
And then what did you see happen a little while later?
that somebody came to bring the drugs.
Where did you go with Sean at that point?
At the studio and inside the property at 2-Star?
Did you and Sean go alone to the studio?
Yes.
What did you see happen in the studio?
I saw this man pull out this pink powder.
And what, if anything, did that man say?
Well, I remember I was like, is this safe? And I remember both of them looking at me, like, kind of just gave me just like a look. Yeah, it's the best.
Who did you see that man
The
give the
best,
pink powder
baby.
to?
She
Sean.
got some shit that
And what did you see Sean do with it?
some rare
Just take it
shit.
to the girl. And I believe he used it as well.
And he took it back to the pool
Around us, yes.
and gave it to one of your girlfriends?
Yes.
And what do you remember happening after that?
I remember my girlfriend was pretty upset. I think she assumed that there was something going on with Sean and I at that moment. And we then left the party pretty abruptly.
You said your girlfriend was upset. Is that the girlfriend who was in the relationship with Sean?
Yes.
What other activities do you remember doing with your girlfriends and Sean on that first trip?
I remember the next day we just had a pool party and just hosted a pool party just for us. And we were just having drinks and having lunch by the pool. It was a nice day.
And then what do you remember from your last stay in Miami?
I remember he invited us all over for a movie night, and we went in the theater and all watching a movie
Where was the theater?
inside of his residence.
What do you remember happening while you were watching the movie with Sean and your girlfriends?
I remember he texted me and he was like, "Are you okay? I'd like to take you out." And I was just saying to him that it just felt a little complicated in the moment, but like, yeah, we'll be in touch.
So you were texting during the movie.
Yes.
And was the girlfriend of yours who was seeing Sean in a relationship with him there as well?
Yes.
After that movie night, where did you go?
I went back home
And at the time, where were you living generally?
on the East Coast.
And after that trip, how, if at all, did you remain in contact with Sean?
Just through text messages, phone calls.
And what do you remember about those communications in the weeks after that first Miami trip in 2020?
I remember he was flirtatious. He was inviting me to Miami, like that generally.
Ms. Becker, could we please pull up what is in evidence as Government Exhibit A906? And could you please pull up pages 1 and 2 side by side? Jane, do you recognize this?
Yes. Yes.
And what is this?
It's a text message between myself and Sean.
So what we're watching an AI version of the court transcript because there are no cameras, there's no recordings, and nothing being allowed in the courtroom. So this is an AI generated court transcript by on Law and Crime Station.
Sean.
Could you please tell us the very first text that you sent to Sean?
Bert.
And how did he respond?
Ernie.
And then can we go to the next page and look at what Sean sent you after that? What did he send you after that?
He says, "Call me Ernie. How are you?"
What are the dates of these messages?
November 30th, 2020.
And were the first two November 29th, 2020?
Yes.
Over the course of your texting relationship and communications after that Miami trip, who pursued whom?
Sean.
Sean pursued who?
Me.
And what was Sean asking you to do over those messages and phone calls?
He was just asking me if he could see me, if I would be interested to come to Miami.
And at first, how did you respond?
At first, I was a little hesitant
Why were you hesitant at first?
because I was still being considerate of my girlfriend who still had feelings for him. And yeah,
What, if anything, changed?
my girlfriend ended up getting engaged and she moved overseas and became a fiance. And so I felt that she was okay and that I could potentially entertain this Sean thing.
And about how long after that Miami trip in November of 2020 did your girlfriend get engaged to someone else?
Fairly quickly.
So she was seeing her soon-to-be fiance at the same time she was seeing Sean?
Yes.
And after she moved overseas, how did you feel about possibly seeing Sean?
I felt more open to it.
After that, what did you discuss with Sean?
I told him I would actually be in Miami already for an event, and I would like to see him.
So when were you going to Miami already for an event?
Late January of 2021.
Yeah,
And did you
it's
in
hot
fact
there,
go
too.
to Miami in January of 2021?
I did.
And what did you and Sean agree to do when you went down to Miami then?
He asked if he could get me a hotel for my stay, and I said sure, and that we would meet.
What do you remember about the first time you saw Sean on that January 2021 trip?
I remember when I first saw Sean, he walks in the door of the hotel room, and he was just like larger than life. He had a very big personality, super charming, very, very passionate, even just in how he speaks, and just overall really charming. And he was just immediately immersed in conversation with me.
Where did you spend that first date with Sean?
We spent it at the Intercontinental Hotel in a room. We had dinner there on the balcony.
And how long did your first date with Sean end up lasting?
I would say 5 days.
I want to focus on the beginning of that first date. At the beginning of that first date, what, if any, past relationships did you discuss with Sean?
I was very open with him that I had previously dated somebody who he was really close to, and that I understood that my child's father and him had dislikes with one another. And he was very, very vocal that he didn't care, not about my past girlfriends, not about my child's father. And then the only thing maybe he had concerns about was the person that he was really close to.
I want to make sure we understand that. So first you said you'd been in a relationship with someone who was really close to Sean. Is that right?
Yes.
How long before this first date in 2021 had that relationship with someone Sean was close to ended?
I would say 2015.
Are you estimating?
Yes.
And then you mentioned that your child's father was someone who did not get along with Sean. Is that right?
Yes.
And how many children do you have?
1.
And did you and Sean talk about those two relationships on your first date?
Yes.
And generally, what did Sean say about them?
Generally, he just said that he didn't mind and he was okay. It didn't matter.
What, if any, past relationships with Sean did you talk about during that first date?
Just the relationship with my girlfriend at the time.
And what did you discuss about that?
That he just said that that was really more like a friendship more than anything, that it wasn't really as romantic as maybe she had assumed it was.
And so after you cleared the air about your past relationships, what happened on the rest of that first night with Sean?
We made lots of love. I remember it was just amazing. And I remember it was like morning time. And then we just decided to go for a walk on the beach.
So where did you see the sunrise that morning?
On the balcony.
With whom?
Sean.
And then after that, what did you two do for the rest of your trip to Miami?
After that, we went on a proper date night. We went to a restaurant. We got dressed up and we had a more mellow, like one-on-one sitting and properly dating date night.
And then did you spend the next couple days together too?
Yes.
Over that first date, what kinds of things did you and Sean talk about?
Yeah, she liked it.
We were just getting to know one another.
When you left Miami after that trip in January of 2021, how did you feel about Sean?
I was pretty head over heels for Sean.
After you left Miami in January 2021, how did you and Sean keep communicating?
Over text, FaceTime, phone calls.
And after that January 2021 trip, what, if any, trips did you take in February of 2021?
We went to Turks and Caicos and also the Bahamas.
Who's we?
Sean and I.
How did you end up on that trip?
I told him that my birthday was coming up and he was super excited and said we should go on an island getaway. And I was super excited as well because I had never been to Turks. And so he took me there and it was amazing.
How did you get to Turks?
I flew to Miami first and then we took his plane to Turks.
When you say his plane, what are you referencing?
I'm referencing Sean's private jet.
And who do you remember going to Turks with you on that trip?
I remember his assistant KK was there, the chef, the butler, photographer. At some point there was a barber.
Ms. Becker, would you please pull up what's in evidence as Government Exhibit 2A301? Do you recognize the person in that photograph?
I do.
Who is that?
KK.
Do you know her full name?
Christina Courtroom.
And do you know what her role was for Sean?
She was his chief of staff and main assistant.
We can take that down. Thank you, Ms. Becker. How long did you stay in Turks on that trip in February 2021?
I would say we stayed about 9 days in Turks and then like 6 days in the Bahamas.
So you went from Turks to the Bahamas.
Yes, yes.
What do you remember from the time you spent in Turks in February 2021?
I remember so many lovely things. It was just really us. And so we just had a lot of connection and a lot of time together. And you would assume just really passionate about one another, lots of attraction. It was very lust filled.
Were you getting a lot of alone time with Sean?
Yes.
Can we please pull up what's in evidence as Government Exhibit E-163? Before we play this video, can you tell us if you recognize this, Jane?
Yes. This is the villa that we stayed in at Turks.
And do you know who took this video?
Myself.
We can go ahead and play this video, please. Who did we see at the end of this video?
Sean.
And where are you? What are we seeing in this video?
We are at the villa pool, and I'm just taking a video of the ambiance and Sean and just the weather and the vibe.
And you said the villa. Had Sean rented out a whole villa just for you two for your trip?
Yes, he did.
We can take that down. Thank you, Ms. Becker. During your trip to Turks, what, if anything, did you tell Sean about your own life and personal circumstances?
I was just very open about just that I was a single mother, and for work, I was just on social media. I would say I would call myself a content creator, influencer, and that's pretty much it.
So what kind of work were you doing at this time?
I was advertising brands on my social media.
During that same trip, what, if any, gifts do you remember Sean giving you?
I remember it was actually when I first met him in Miami, that first trip. He had given me a love bracelet that said LOVE on it.
Hello.
So I got that pretty early on. And at the end of the trip, I do remember he said that he was going to send me some money and that he knew that he had taken me out for many days. And I really appreciated that gesture because it was many days away.
So at what point did Sean offer to send you money?
At the very end of the trip.
The trip to where?
Turks.
And had you asked him for money?
No.
How much money did he tell you he would send you?
$10,000.
And what did he say when he told you he was sending you $10,000?
Just to have it because he knew I was away for a while and just here.
So during that trip, were you able to do any work you would normally do?
No.
During that same Turks trip, what, if any, drugs did you use?
Ecstasy.
Now, before that trip, had you used drugs?
Yes.
How many times had you used drugs in your life before that trip to Turks?
Twice.
What drugs had you used twice?
Ecstasy.
And on what occasions had you used ecstasy twice?
On New Year's Eve, on 2 occasions.
And about how long before this 2021 trip was that?
I would say 2014 and 2015, something like that.
Are you estimating?
Yes.
Whose idea was it for you to use ecstasy in Turks?
Sean's.
And how many times did Sean suggest you take ecstasy at Turks?
Just at various points in the trip.
So about how many times do you remember Sean giving you ecstasy to use in Turks?
I would say maybe like 10 times.
And you said you were there for about 9 days?
Yes, in Turks.
How did drugs first come up with Sean?
I remember we were inside the pool and we were drinking and just having a good time. And he opens his hand with a pill and he's like, here, take this. It would be just more fun or something like that. And so I ended up taking the whole thing.
What happened after you took the whole pill Sean handed to you?
I was walking down the beach with him and then it just hit me. And I just remember I fell to the ground and I started grabbing the sand and throwing the sand. And my body was just like, almost like convulsing. And I think I was screaming a little.
I don't think you can, though.
What do you remember after you fell to the sand?
I remember that his butler and KK tried to help me and they were trying to figure out what was wrong or what they could do. And then they eventually put me in the shower, like a lukewarm shower, just to kind of calm my senses.
How did you feel after the shower?
So you telling me that this your first time ever taking some drugs and you just gonna take the whole thing? Nigga, I ain't never even took none of them things before. Ever in my life. So what you think I'm gonna expect out of that if I was to take it? Girl, either you lying You stupid as hell.
It started to subside after that.
And about how long after that? Did you take another ecstasy pill?
Throughout the trip, I remember every other day we would take it.
Stupid as
And
hell.
this time I would just take it in really small pieces.
Who decided how big a dose of ecstasy you would get?
Sean.
And who gave you all the ecstasy you took on that trip?
Sean.
When you took a smaller dose of ecstasy from Sean, how did that smaller dose make you feel?
It made me feel relaxed, euphoric, sexual. It
Hey,
just
K
enhanced the
Morgan.
touch and smell and made me feel even more loving and flirtatious with him.
About how long did those effects last each time you took ecstasy from Sean?
I feel like they could last about 12 hours or so.
And then what was the experience like after those 12 hours?
I would say either we would keep going or we would take something to just relax and then go to bed.
No shit.
So when you say we would keep going, does that mean take more ecstasy?
Yes.
Could you describe the experience of coming down from ecstasy?
Yes. In my first experience when I was with Sean, it was like your mind was kind of readjusting to the environment, like it was coming down from a high, and you're just tired and want to go to sleep.
When you went to the Bahamas with Sean, did you continue using drugs with him?
Yes.
What drugs?
Ecstasy.
Who gave you the ecstasy?
Sean.
About how much ecstasy or how many times you remember Sean giving you ecstasy on that trip?
I would say just 2 more times then.
And at the time of the trip, what money did Sean ultimately send you?
He sent me a wire for $10,000.
And did he send that to your bank account?
Yes.
How much was the $10,000 to you at that time in your life?
It was a lot of money for me.
After the end of that trip, how did you feel about Sean?
I was even deeper in my feelings for Sean. I want to say we even started using the L word, and I was really deep in it. I really fell head over heels for him.
What was your understanding of the status of your relationship with Sean at the end of that trip?
He has made it really clear to me that he really likes me, but that he was seeing multiple women.
So he was open about that with you?
Yes.
And how did you react to hearing that?
I was okay with it.
Why were you okay with it?
Because I liked him, and so I was okay with it.
Did you have the sense that you had the option of a monogamous relationship with him?
No, I didn't have that sense.
So what was your understanding of whether Sean would be seeing other people romantically while you were in a relationship with him?
I understood that on his end, it was an open relationship.
And what was your understanding of whether you should see other people while you were in a relationship with Sean?
In my heart, I just wanted to see Sean. So I was monogamous.
How long did your dating relationship with Sean last?
Until his arrest.
Do you know when he was arrested?
I think it was August of 2024.
Are you estimating?
Yes.
But did your relationship last through 2024?
Yes.
At some points during the time period between 2021 and 2024, did you and Sean take any breaks from your relationship?
Yes.
How many do you remember?
I think maybe 2.
About when was the first one?
I can't remember at the moment.
Okay. And was the first one short?
Yes.
Was the second one longer?
Yes.
About when was the second one?
October of 2023.
And how long were you on a break from Sean, starting from October 2023?
About 4 months.
When did you get back together with Sean after you took that break in October 2023?
February 2023. Or no, I'm sorry, October,
Mrs.
February
Hello.
2024.
Happy Saturday
Okay, so
to
you were on a
you.
break in your mind from October 2023 through February 2024?
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk more about that later, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Over the years you were with him, how public was your relationship with Sean?
It was private.
And what, if anything, did Sean say to you about keeping your relationship out of the public eye?
I think we just both agreed and knew that we would have to keep it private.
So did you post about him on your social media accounts?
Maybe just one time. But other than that, no.
Over the course of your relationship with Sean, where were you living?
I was living in sometimes some portion of it in the East Coast and the majority of it in the West Coast in California.
When did you move from the East Coast to California?
June 2021.
And what city did you move to in California?
Los Angeles.
What, if anything, did Sean give you to help you move to Los Angeles?
He gave me money for my move. He gave me $6,000 for a moving truck.
I want to focus now on your relationship between the end of the Turks trip in February of 2021 and May of 2021, okay?
Okay.
Over those approximately 3 months, how often did you see Sean in person?
I would say every other week or so.
And how would you see him in person every other week or?
So he would fly me to him.
You say he would fly you to him? Would he pay for you to fly?
Yes.
Commercially?
Yes.
And to what city did you fly to see him?
I would fly to Miami.
During that same time, in between seeing him in person, how did you communicate with Sean?
Through text, phone call, FaceTime.
Over those 3 months, what, if anything, do you remember Sean giving you?
As far as
What, if any, money do you remember him giving you?
I just remember he was sweet. He would give me money here and there.
In cash or wires?
A mix of both.
And what would he say when he gave you money?
Just because.
Over those approximately 3 months, between February and May of 2021, how often did you use drugs?
Every time I saw him.
Every time you saw who?
Sean.
And who gave you the drugs you used every time you saw Sean?
Sean.
What drugs did Sean give you during that period?
Ecstasy, Molly. Sometimes there was cocaine. Sometimes there was something called K, which was ketamine.
I want to talk about each of those. You've already talked about ecstasy. Could you explain how Molly made you feel when you took it?
Molly, I would say, just kind of enhanced the same feelings as ecstasy. It just made you sexual and promiscuous and like horny and yeah.
And now you mentioned cocaine. How did you feel when you took cocaine?
It wasn't often I used this drug, but when I did, I would just feel really alert and awake.
And then you mentioned K, ketamine.
Yes.
How did you feel when you took that?
The one time that I did it, I felt not so good on it. It's more of a like a hallucinogen. Like the floor was coming down and the walls were, it was just kind of weird.
Now, focusing again on those 3 months between February and May of 2021, in what context did Sean give you drugs?
Whenever we would start having sex.
During that same period, what did you learn about how Sean preferred to have sex?
I learned so many things. I learned how he liked to have pornography playing. I learned how he preferred me to dress. And I just learned the things that he liked sexually.
How did Sean tell you he preferred you to dress?
He preferred me to dress in provocative lingerie and really high, like, stripper shoes.
And about how long did he want you to be in these outfits while you were taking drugs?
The whole time.
And how long would that last usually?
At first, it would be like 12 to 24 hours.
And what, if any, substances did Sean want you to use on your own body during
Max,
sex?
I ain't see
Baby
it.
oil.
And what did Sean tell you to do with it?
To just have it all over my body and his.
In what
Hey,
types of
Max.
rooms between February
Hello.
and May of 2021
Well,
would you
well,
have
Max
this kind of
said-
sex with Sean?
At his residence, in his bedroom.
And how was his bedroom lit when you would have these interactions?
We would have red lights on.
Now, during those first 3 months, how did you feel about these long-lasting sexual sessions with Sean?
I loved them. I really love my partner. And I was just making love with my partner like the whole time, and lots of affection and kisses and love making. And it was really wonderful. I had a really nice,
How intense did your relationship feel during these early phases?
it felt really intense.
Can you explain that?
I felt like Sean was really passionate, and he brought out a lot of passion out of me too. And the way he would compliment me and be so into me and just really like enjoying one another, like it made me feel really good inside.
So over those 3 months between February and May of 2021, how did you feel about Sean?
I loved him very much.
I want to talk now about May of 2021. What do you remember happening in your relationship with Sean in May of 2021?
I remember that just when we would watch pornography, we just started to have a lot more fantasy conversation.
Do you need to take a break, Jane?
No,
Who initiated the fantasy conversation you're describing?
Sean.
And can you explain to us how he initiated that conversation?
We would just search specific things on these websites. And just in the middle of like being high, like he just really wanted me to fantasize or kind of really talk about other men and this type of role play about other men.
You mentioned you would search on these websites. Are you talking about pornography websites?
Yes.
So you would be watching pornography.
Yes.
And you said that he would want you to talk about other men. What did he tell you he wanted you to say about other men?
It was more like a question. Like, do you like what you see there? Do you like that? Do you want that? Can you imagine that? Pretend that's here and I'm that person.
Now, in May of 2025, is there a particular night when you remember him introducing this fantasy talk?
Yes.
At the point he brought it up,
Objection to the time period.
May of 2021, I'm so sorry. In May of 2021, was there a time when Sean initiated this fantasy talk?
Yes.
And at that point, when he referenced it, where were you?
We were in his bedroom watching pornography.
In what city?
Miami.
And how long had you been awake at that point?
Around, I would say 12 or 15 hours into the night, from the evening until the morning.
So you'd been awake the whole day prior to?
Yes.
So you've been awake for a total of about 24 hours?
Yes.
And what, if any, drugs had you been using for the last 12 to 15 hours?
A mix of ecstasy and Molly.
And what had you and Sean been doing for the last 12 and 15 hours?
Having sex.
In the way you described?
Yes.
So then what did Sean start to say to you after you had been doing that for 12 to 15 hours?
He started saying, I can make this fantasy a reality. If you'd like to have that happen, I can make it happen.
And how did you react?
I said, okay.
Why did you say okay?
Because it seemed like he wanted that and it was turning him on. And I was really into my partner. And I said, okay.
Make sure y'all.
No, when you said okay,
make sure y'all.
did you think that was going to happen that night?
No.
When you said okay, did you want to be having sex with someone other than Sean?
No.
So what did you think you were doing when you said okay to him?
Playing into the fantasy.
Shout
So
out
did
to
you
all
think this
the
was
new
just a
people.
fantasy?
Welcome to the stage.
Yes.
How did Sean respond when you said okay?
I remember I went to the restroom. And when I came back out, Sean was in a robe and staring at his phone, like really seriously.
How, if at all, had his demeanor changed?
He just looked really serious in this phone.
And what did Sean say to you when you came out of the bathroom?
He said, we can make that happen tonight.
How did you react when Sean told you we can make that happen tonight?
I was like, tonight? Like, okay. I was taken back, a bit surprised, but like, okay.
Why did you say okay?
Because my partner was excited and it was already happening and this was something we were going to do.
Were you still high at this point?
Yes.
What do you remember happening next?
I remember being in a hotel room.
Do you remember how quickly you got to that hotel room after you saw Sean on his phone?
Just within a couple hours.
Do you remember what hotel you went to?
A hotel in Miami.
And when you got to that hotel room, a couple of hours after Sean had been on his phone, what did you see in the hotel room?
I saw the assistants setting up this room. There was beverages, the lights were already red. There was just kind of like a bustle of getting this room ready.
Do you remember what assistants were setting up the room?
I don't.
After the assistants set up the room, who was left in the room?
It was me and Sean in the bedroom talking.
And what did Sean say to you in the bedroom?
He just told me that there's somebody coming and just to relax and that this would be something fun. And he knows the guy and he's a really nice guy. And I was just super nervous and just listening to him.
When Sean said that he knows the guy, what guy did you understand Sean was referring to?
I figured he was referencing to this fantasy guy that was coming.
So what did you understand Sean was telling you was about to happen?
That sexual things were going to start happening.
Between who?
Myself and this guy.
Had you met this guy before?
No.
Did you even know his name at this point?
No.
What do you... And did Sean tell you where he knew this guy from?
No.
But he did tell you he already knew this guy.
Yes.
What do you remember happening next?
I remember I was in the room by myself for a little bit, and he walks out and greets the guy, and I can hear them talking, and I eventually...
Let me just pause you and ask you. I forgot to ask you. What kind of hotel room? Was this a regular room or a suite?
A suite.
See, you said he walked out. Who walked out of the bedroom?
Sean,
And then who did you hear Sean talking with?
the man.
Another guy?
Yes.
And then after you heard those, Sean and this other man talking, what happened next?
He called me to come outside.
Who called you to come outside?
Sean.
At this point, what were you wearing?
I was wearing lingerie under a robe.
And what shoes were you wearing?
I was wearing the big stripper heels.
And who had picked out your outfit and your heels?
Myself and Sean.
Together?
Yes.
And when Sean called you into the other room, what did you do?
I said hello to everyone.
And who did you see with Sean when you walked into the living room of that hotel suite?
I saw Dawn.
Who is Dawn?
Dawn is one of the entertainers.
Ms. Becker, would you please pull up what's been marked for identification as Government Exhibit 2A614 just for the witness and the parties? Jane, do you recognize the person in that photograph?
Yes.
Who is that?
Dawn.
Is that the same Dawn you just told us you met in May of 2021?
Yes.
Your Honor, the government offers this in evidence.
No objection.
All right, go. A614 will be admitted.
May we please publish that to the jury? Do you know Dawn's last name?
I don't.
We can take that down, thank you. Now, that night when you first met Dawn, what did Sean tell you
Damn, she's
about how
missing
Sean
like a
knew Dawn?
motherfucker, ain't she?
Not much, really. I could just feel a sense that they had known each other and that he had some familiarity. But he didn't really specify exactly how they knew each other.
At a later time, did Sean tell you how he knew Dawn?
Yes.
What did Sean tell you about how he knew Dawn?
That he was from Cowboys and Angels.
What's Cowboys and Angels?
It's an escort website.
Who first told you about Cowboys and Angels?
Sean.
No, at the time you met Dawn in this hotel room, were the drugs you had taken that night still affecting you?
Yes.
So how did you feel?
I was high.
Can you tell us what happened after you first walked into the room, into the living room where Dawn and Sean were?
I remember I was just sitting on the couch with my robe on, and Sean was just telling me to relax and that it was okay, and same with Dawn.
How was your body positioned as Sean was telling you to relax?
My legs were crossed. My arms were crossed. I had the robe on. I was nervous.
What happened next?
Sean was like, just stand up. And so I stood up and I started to just kind of dance, just to kind of get my nerves away.
Did you take off the robe?
Yes.
Who suggested you take off your robe?
I think it was just a mix of me and Sean.
While you started dancing, what did you see Dawn do?
Getting turned on.
What was Dawn wearing at this point?
Shorts.
What kind of shorts?
I think his underwear.
What do you remember happening next?
I remember Dawn came closer to me and started touching me, touching my leg, and just trying to make me feel comfortable. And I started touching him and just trying to, I don't know.
What was Sean doing while you and Dawn started touching each other?
He was watching and touching himself.
What was Sean wearing at this point?
Nothing.
And you say he was touching himself. Was he masturbating?
Yes.
What do you remember happening next?
I remember things got a little more hot and heavy with me and Dawn, and we started doing like foreplay on one another.
Great.
Now, as that went on, who, if anyone, suggested that you perform oral sex on Dawn?
Sean.
And what did you do in response?
I did that.
About how long did that last?
Quite a while.
And what was Sean doing in the meantime?
Watching, talking.
What was he saying, if you can remember?
I remember he was in a positive mood, just like being encouraging and sweet.
Who, if anyone, suggested moving to the bedroom?
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
You can answer.
I remember it was me who started going to the bedroom.
Why did you do that?
I was kind of ready to kind of speed things up a bit,
When you say speed things up a bit, what do you mean?
just to get it along.
What happened next?
It was time for sex.
What did you ask for before having sex with Dawn?
A condom.
How did Sean react when you asked that Dawn wear a condom?
He said like he didn't want that. He just said why? Just these guys are safe. They get tested all the time and they're some of the cleanest people and he can show you his papers and you don't have to do that.
What did you understand Sean was referring to when he said these guys get tested all the time?
Wow.
At the time, I don't know, but I assumed.
I don't want you to assume. At the time, did you know what he was talking about?
No.
How did you react after Sean told you you didn't need a condom?
I was nervous at first, but then at the very last moment, Sean gives Dawn a condom.
And so then did you have sex with Dawn?
Yes.
And did he wear a condom?
Yes.
For about how long did that last?
A little while.
And how did it end?
Dawn taking the condom off and finishing on me.
What was Sean doing while you were having sex with Dawn?
Watching.
Was he saying anything or was he quiet or can you remember?
I can't remember.
No, after you had sex with Dawn, did Dawn leave?
Yes.
And what did you and Sean end up doing?
We were in a really good mood and we just started making love and he was really, really happy.
How did that night ultimately end with Sean after Dawn left?
I can't totally remember, but we were together and we were happy.
The next day, do you remember where you went?
I went home.
Now, before you went home, what, if any, boat trips do you remember taking on that same trip to Miami?
Oh, yes. After that, we actually went on a really nice yacht boat day with him and his friends.
So was that the day after you had first met Dawn?
Yes.
And what do you remember about that boat day?
It was a lot of fun. We were just all together as a group.
And then did you go home?
Yes.
Now, immediately after that night when you got home, how did you feel?
I felt exhilarated from that experience.
Can you explain why?
I felt that I
you're
had
free.
did something,
Definitely
done
a
something
free.
that I had never done before. I felt excited. I was happy. It was taboo. It was fun. I had a good time with my partner.
What did you think that night represented in your relationship with Sean?
I just took that as a night that we just did something so crazy, taboo and fun and sexy.
What did you think about whether you would do that again?
I didn't think we would be doing that again like that.
What do you mean?
I mean that after that night, I figured it was just something that we had done one time, and maybe on a random other night, maybe we would do it again. Just something taboo.
How, if at all, did your relationship with Sean change after that?
After that night, I truly
he
felt
wasn't messing with no
that
kid.
night just opened like a Pandora's box in our relationship. It just completely set a
just
tone
put
for
them
our
on that
relationship
model.
moving forward.
What do you mean by opening Pandora's box?
I meant that it was just a door that like I wasn't able to shut for the remainder of the relationship.
If you were exhilarated by the first time and were open to possibly doing it again, why did you feel like this was a door you wanted to shut?
Because it was so much of it after, and it was too much of it.
How much of your relationship did nights where you had sex with other men become with Sean after May of 2021?
Objection.
I'll rephrase.
Can you rephrase?
I'll rephrase. After that night in May of 2021, about what percentage of the time that you saw Sean did you end up having sex with another man in front of him?
90%?
Did you want that?
No.
Did you want to have sex with other men?
No.
Who did you want to have sex with?
Just Sean.
Throughout your relationship with Sean, what did you want more than anything?
Just to be with Sean.
What kinds of things did you want to do with Sean during your relationship with him?
I just wanted, as much as I could, just to have like an old-fashioned type of relationship where it was just me and him, like how I met him, like how it was.
Like how it was in the beginning of 2021?
Yes.
Did you ever get back to that feeling you had in the beginning of 2021?
No.
No, at first, well, after the first night in May of 2021, about how long after that did Sean suggest you do that again?
I would say probably pretty quickly after.
Was it the next time you saw him?
Yes.
And how did you react when Sean suggested doing it again?
I was agreeable.
And why were you agreeable?
Because my partner wanted that and I just wanted to make him really happy. and I knew it turned him on, and I just wanted to satisfy my partner.
So at first, over the next few months of 2021, about how often did Sean suggest one of those nights where you had sex with another man?
All the time.
And at first, in the rest of 2021, did you go along with it?
Yes.
Why?
Because I just really loved him at this point, and I just wanted to make him happy, and I feared losing him. I just wanted to be everything that he wanted, and I wanted our time to be special every single time. And if that made him happy, I was willing to make him happy.
That's crazy right there. Oh, no. Yeah, that's crazy right there. So let me see. Let me see something real fast. Yeah, that's wild. That AI shit is sick, man. It's sick. Let me see something. Now, you know, the stuff with Tyler Perry, boy, is ill too, man. That's ill. Like, but this one right here, I know how they be like, they want to blame people for damn. They want to blame people for blame the, you know how they be like, well, man, the government trying to take out the millionaires and all this. If Tyler Perry did what he said he did, which I know he did because he got text messages and everything, bro. This nigga is foul. 260 million. But this goes to show y'all that God don't like ugly, because remember Monique was just telling y'all this on the Shannon Sharp show. She was just telling y'all this on the Shannon Sharp show, how Tyler Perry blocked her out, like blackballed her basically.
Like, what the f
you
doing?
What the
You?
Yeah, like blackballed her. Like, so we're gonna get into this real fast.
What the f? Oh, my bad. So you go to leave, he tries to do it again.
Just a few days ago, a shocking lawsuit hit the headlines. Actor Derek Dixon came straight for Tyler Perry with some serious claims and receipts to match. According to Derek, Tyler allegedly promised him fame, flashing dreams of Hollywood stardom just to pull him in. Same old trap we've heard about too many.
So basically, the guy with Tyler Perry was like, if you don't have sex with me, I'm gonna take this part away from you. You know, baiting guys in with jobs in movies and shows and stuff. Bro, these people are sick, man. There's some sick stuff going on in our culture, man. Very, very
times
sad.
In this industry. But now it's looking like Tyler might be trading his mansion for a jail cell real soon. Now, let's be real. Nobody expected Tyler Perry to get caught up in a Me Too style mess like this. That was not on the 2025 bingo card. Sure, people been whispering for years about Tyler being on the low, and fans been side-eyeing him with those zesty rumors for a minute. But this is a whole different level. Until now, there wasn't anything solid about Tyler allegedly crossing lines with men, just gossip and speculation. But this new lawsuit, it changes everything. And let's not forget, people been talking for years about another actor, Christian Keys, and how Tyler might have done him dirty too. We'll circle back to that scandal in a second.
Sleeping off Hennessy in his guest room.
Listen to this, y'all.
Safe. Because I know I'm bad, so I'm after a big party. Won't say what type. You spaz out, push him out. Like, what the get ready to leave. He apologizes, blame it on the alcohol. And you try to forgive him. So you're like, all right, man. All right, I'm gone. You shake his hand on the way out, and he tries to grab you.
Now listen to this.
He tries to shake and grab your equipment.
This is wild.
And you spaz even more. Like, what the f you doing, man? What the f?
Yes.
Oh, my bad.
So this is wild right here,
he tries
y'all.
to do it again.
You think that nigga playing? That nigga ain't playing.
Now, at that point, my only regret is not breaking multiple bones in this person's face.
Anyway, let's get back to the real heat. Derek Dixon just filed a lawsuit accusing Tyler of assault, and this one ain't going away quietly. Tyler Perry had a lot to say for himself, but Derek's version, it's got everybody side-eyeing. Reports say Derek met Tyler at some event back in 2019, and in his words, Tyler didn't waste time. He spotted Derek in the crowd, slid over and asked for his number, said he might have a role lined up for him. Sound familiar? Now, to be fair, Tyler did actually follow through. He cast Derek in a show called Ruthless, but if Derek thought he was about to blow up and become the next Hollywood sensation overnight, nah, not even close. He only popped up in 2 episodes. Barely enough screen time to flex. Still,
wait. There she go. Hey, where the fuck she put that comment in, man? I gotta pin that one. I ain't gonna pin it. But that's the comment of the day right there. You get drunk. He tell you, go sleep in the room, man, if you too messed up to drive. You know, friends don't let friends drive drunk, allegedly. He go upstairs, lay in the guest room. You wait till the late night hype and try to sneak up in there on him. Man, this...
Derek stayed around, trying to keep close to Tyler's circle, hoping more roles would come. But that's when things allegedly took a real turn. Derek claims Tyler wasn't just offering scripts, he was allegedly making moves. Fast forward to January 2020, Derek says Tyler invited him over to his Atlanta mansion. Derek pulled up thinking this could be a real connection, maybe even another big break. Instead, things got messy. According to the lawsuit, Derek drank too much and ended up crashing in the guest room. But what happened next is what's got the internet going wild. Derek claims that while he was asleep, Tyler got into the bed with him and allegedly started touching his thighs. Even after rejecting Tyler's advances that first night, Derek says the director wasn't ready to back off. Matter of fact, he claims that after he let Tyler down gently, his role got bigger. Suddenly, he was cast in the Oval, a step up from his blink and you miss it appearance in Ruthless. It wasn't a lead role.
So, the boy gave him a role because he wanted some of his buns, man. Oh, he wanted to give him some of his buns. I don't know what it was about, but it was yaggedy. And I knew that a guy who's all right with making his biggest career out of dressing as a woman, and he cool with that. There's got to be something wrong with this guy, man. Booty face ass boy. Look at that boy. That boy don't got no hair. He's a yag. Like, he don't got no hair on his face. This is a yag, man. He's a yag. I'm sorry, y'all.
But it definitely had more screen time. And Derek started to think maybe his career was finally leveling up. But behind the scenes, Tyler was allegedly turning up the pressure. Reports say he started sending Derek flirty, suggestive texts, asking him questions like what his preferences were, and straight up telling him he sleeps with men. That's when things started feeling real personal. And Derek also pointed out something that raised eyebrows. His character in The Oval, named Dale, just so happened to be written as gay, broke, and basically desperate. The man had to sleep with other characters just to survive. And get this?
Doing these PR stunts. Oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do that. Well, then speak on, if you're gonna have classes of HBCUs after this sketchy shit, you wanna air him out too. I'm just tired of carrying this with me. I'm tired.
Derek claims Tyler literally told him that's the kind of partner he wanted in real life, someone who'd stay loyal and fully depend on him. He says even though he wasn't down for it, he kept things respectful out of fear. He didn't want to lose the role he just landed, so he tried to set boundaries without burning bridges, telling Tyler he wasn't into intimacy like that, but it didn't stop. Later that same year, Tyler invited him back to Atlanta, and according to Derek, that's when things allegedly took a very dark turn. Derek says that when he showed up at Tyler's house again, everything seemed chill at first. Tyler welcomed him in like a friend, but then things allegedly took a wild left turn. According to Derek, Tyler jumped straight into a charged combo asking if he likes it rough in bed, and then suddenly grabbed him by the throat saying, "Look how excited you just got." That right there had folks gasping. But hold on, it gets worse.
I had to pause before I even say something. Now this can't be real. And it's real as hell. Now, this nigga literally, like, what do you call it that the men, like, the essay word, you know, the men, like, they be doing the women like that at their jobs and stuff, like, the bosses. Like, if you don't have sex with me, you never gonna get that position. He doing that same shit to men, man. It's weird, man.
Derek claims the most disturbing moment happened months later in June 2021, once again at Tyler's Atlanta spot. This time, Derek was staying in the guest house, just chilling in his underwear, probably getting ready to sleep. That's when he says Tyler came in like he was just offering a friendly goodnight hug. But instead, Derek claims Tyler pulled down his underwear, grabbed his butt, and said, "Relax, just let it happen. It's not gonna hurt." Yeah. That part has the internet in shock.
Wow.
Derek says he played it cool and managed to dodge the situation by switching the topic fast, but the damage was done. Now fans are saying Tyler might be next in line for the Diddy treatment. The comparisons are getting loud, just like how Diddy's legal mess started with Cassie and then turned into a wave of women coming forward. Folks are wondering if this is just the beginning for Tyler too. And here's the kicker. Derek ain't just talking to talk. In the lawsuit, he straight up hinted that there are other men out there with similar stories.
Hey, cold facts.
Tyler's got a history of this kind of behavior in the industry.
Cold facts.
Derek didn't just drop claims.
I'm gonna show you something. You know, I say the same thing, cold facts. Till you see them text messages. Like, this guy got some explaining to do. The text messages, like there's certain shit you can get out of, bro, but he dropped a bomb with that. You know what I'm saying? And like, them text messages, when he, like, dog, you got some explaining you gotta do, bro. Like, these are your words. Like, he fucked them up with that. Like, I'm like, damn.
He came with receipts and baby, these texts between him and Tyler Perry, straight up spicy. Turns out Uncle Tyler might have a real freaky side, and he wasn't shy about it either. In one jaw-dropping message, Tyler allegedly asked, "What's it gonna take for you to have guiltless intercourse? Have y'all found that yet in therapy?" Like, what? Derek clapped back with, "Giving up my religious guilt, becoming a Buddhist." Tyler responded like he was deep in his feelings, saying, "That's so cool. Where you come from? I got friends in their 50s and 60s still stuck in that guilt. It's so sad. You can be free and still believe in Christ." He was really trying to convince him to shake off that guilt. And that wasn't the only eyebrow-raising exchange. In another text, Tyler wrote, "Nice. Santa Monica is nice. I'm glad you're going out there. How's your no? Is it stronger? You gotta have a strong no." Whew, Derek replied, "Yes, it's strong. My mom literally thinks I'm going to sell my soul to the Illuminati. She heard Kanye say that it's real." And Tyler hit back with, "Well, I don't think that, but I do."
Hey, I know people want that money, man. I'm with you. I watch Tyler Perry movies with my girl. I love black leaders. They come up from scratch. Somebody that come up from nothing. But a lot of these rich motherfuckers is using their money and fame and throwing it around on people. We seeing this with the gangsters, Lil Durk, throwing your money around. We seeing this with Diddy, throwing your money around. We seeing this with Tyler Perry, throwing your money around. You're not understanding this type of shit. This guy won't probably ever get a script in Hollywood ever again. Ever. Hey, you know?
Do think you have to be able to say no, mean it, and make it clear.
Right? And he said, I can see the pain in you and I can hear it. And I want to let you know that I would never do nothing to hurt you. But the conversation kept going on.
And first off, y'all gotta understand, he blocked this lady out, man. Dog, we talking about, okay, if you got plugs to do something, bro, and he definitely had plugs in the acting field. We talking about Tyler Perry. If you see an old friend with a repertoire in a portfolio like this lady got, you don't think it's worth a shot? Bro, it ain't like she asking for something and she didn't put in no work. Blocked her out, bro. Listen, y'all not understand. This is bigger than this. You want to know what Cat Williams did? Cat Williams had one of the biggest shows last year on Shannon Sharp. And you want to know who he flipped the ball to? He flipped the ball straight to this black woman right here. Because he know what's going on. These people are weird, man. Not this lady and Cat. The people who ain't get along are the weird ones. My nigga, Monique has a mean catalog, man. If I had some money to pay her and I was a movie, she definitely could get a script for me. Definitely. What's the reason why? They say she hard to work with, but come on now. This is a black woman that's in need of a script to get her money on. She doing a little bad. You can't help her out? I'm just saying, y'all.
Only for Tyler Perry to admit he did start a rumor that I was difficult to work with. He lied.
I told you.
At one point in the text chain, Derek joked, I'll only say yes if it gets me an Oscar. Just kidding. But Tyler, he took it somewhere else real quick. He replied, well, the only one who could have gotten that for you through intercourse is in prison. So just stick to the number unless you're really into it. Yeah, you read that right. That message had folks doing double takes. But it didn't stop there. Tyler got even more bold with his words. In another message, he wrote, I would hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you. You're missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me. I hope you get past that block in your mind soon. Like, Tyler was clearly laying it all out there with no filter. Derek also shared a text where Tyler got in his feelings after seeing him do a photo shoot with another man. Tyler sounded jealous, like he low-key wanted to be the one in the pictures with him, and then he dropped the line. What I mean by that is, you're so beautiful. When you finally unlock your mind, you're gonna drive that person crazy. And if that wasn't enough, Tyler came back with another message saying he was in that mood, if you know what that means. Then he tried to play it off, blaming it on his testosterone. But let's be real, that excuse didn't land for anyone reading those texts. Tyler didn't just stop.
I told y'all,
he kept it going hard.
It's the text messages, dog. It's like when your girl say you cheat on you. She get that phone. You got some explaining to do, sir. You got some explaining to do, sir. Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just insinuating. I don't have no dog in this fight.
He doubled down on being in the mood, saying he felt sorry for the first person who tried to flirt with him that day. And we all know what that was hinting at. Derek even shared more screenshots where Tyler was sounding less like a Hollywood mogul and more like a heart-eyed teenager. One of the texts, Tyler literally wrote something like, fine, I'll go through the 600 people in my phone book and be annoyed that I don't want to talk to.
I'm gonna tell you, do you realize that if them ain't the messages, this man work, if you can sue him for $260 million, you don't think he can sue you for playing with his name? Man, you can't do that, dog. Not and go to court. That shit has to be real. They not gonna put out no court date on him or nothing until the DA thinks that they got enough evidence to move forward. Might be guilty or not, it's up to the system. But you got some explaining to do, man.
Any of them. Like, what? Not Uncle Tyler acting like he's texting his high school crush? The flirting was wild, but it didn't stop there. Tyler suddenly switched gears and started laying down rules. In one serious message, he told Derek, listen to me. If you let the cast know you and I have a new friendship, you're opening the door to a lot of questions and foolishness. You want people to see you as talented, not as someone who only got the job because of me or Tony. Then he added, you earned your spot like everyone else. Don't give anyone the chance to play you small, because they will. And I can't teach you everything. Some lessons you'll have to learn the hard way. And the coldest part, Tyler made it very clear. When we go back to work, I'm not gonna know you. I don't have friends that work with me, and I never have. Woo! That switch up was ice cold. Professionalism is key, but that's what Tyler said. But girl, from the way Derek's telling it, Tyler was down bad. And according to Derek, the man wasn't just crushing, he allegedly crossed major lines. Derek filed a jaw-dropping $260 million lawsuit against both Tyler Perry and Tyler Perry Studios, accusing them of quid pro quo, on-the-job misconduct, and even battery. But Tyler's legal team came in swinging. His lawyer straight up called the whole thing a scam, saying, this is someone who got close to Tyler Perry just to set up a shakedown. Tyler will not be extorted, and we're confident these made-up claims won't hold up. Now the internet is split down the middle. Some folks believe Derek might just be chasing a payout, trying to bag a Hollywood check by dragging Tyler through the mud. But others, they're not so quick to dismiss it. They're pointing right back to something that happened last year, not because let's not forget.
You don't worry about cancel culture, huh?
Huh? Why would you cancel things that are great for the culture?
Right.
Like, I mean, like, I was like, cancel, like, Monique. Why is she canceled?
Mm-hmm.
I had to revisit that because it was like, it didn't make sense to me, babe. I'm like, so what did she do? She said something?
Bro, all she did was said that she wanted more money. All she said was she wanted more money. She said she think that her talent deserved more money. When I'm looking around at the men getting their money on, I think that my catalog deserved that y'all pay me more money. That's all she said, bro. That's it. Girl, you can't make more money than a man. Is you crazy? That's the world we live in. And this is a man talking to y'all. That's how they think. 50 Cent ain't crazy. Like, he not crazy.
So she didn't work for 13 years after that?
Right.
And then I know Tyler wouldn't support that. He never told nobody not to
Hey,
work.
these the other white
Tyler
people.
Perry?
Hey,
When I talked to him, he was like, no, I never told no one not to work with him. And I said, but you Tyler Perry, and you never told anyone to
work with her.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And
All,
he was like, I never.
all the nigga had to do is one phone call to help somebody. That's some free shit. That's some free shit, man. And you know who else had something to do with that shit? Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart also had something to do with it. Let me remind y'all, Kevin Hart and Monique are what? Comedians. They fight for the throne. She asked Kevin Hart to relay a message to him to do something for her. Kevin Hart bullshitted on her, getting back to her. That's because he never asked the nigga, probably. Girl, sit your little ass down. I'll run the show now.
I looked at it like that. Because I said, you just got to consider how strong your influence is at that point, because it hasn't happened.
Like, you say some things that I get scared.
Back in 2023, actor Christian Keys also spoke out. He claimed he was allegedly assaulted by a billionaire in the industry. And while he didn't name names, people immediately started connecting the dots, especially since he had worked with Tyler before. Christian broke his silence during a raw Instagram live, opening up about some real deep trauma. Christian Keys dropped the bombshell during that live. He revealed that about 15 years ago, a powerful billionaire from Hollywood allegedly tried to take advantage of him. He said he managed to fight the man off, but the story didn't end there. According to Christian, the billionaire kept pressuring him even after being rejected, wouldn't take no for an answer. And just like Derek's claims, Christian said it all started at a house party where the man allegedly got him drunk, then made a move when he was vulnerable. That detail right there, it's got fans drawing all kinds of connections. Christian didn't drop any names, but he did say the man was a known philanthropist, someone who's always giving back to the Black community. And guess who fits that exact profile? Yup, Tyler Perry. Fans started speculating hard, especially since Tyler's reputation for charity work has always been front and center. At the time, the internet was torn between two names, Tyler or Diddy. But now with Derek's lawsuit hitting the headlines, people are starting to believe that Christian may have been hinting at Tyler all along. And this whole situation, it's messy, real messy. But want to know who's sitting back watching all this chaos unfold with a grin on their face? Just wait till you hear who's loving every minute of this downfall. And guess who's sitting back with her arms crossed, sipping tea through all this drama? Monique. She's been calling Tyler out for years, claiming he torpedoed her career just because she refused to work for free. She said it loud, and now the receipts are catching up. Even 50 Cent stepped in at one point saying Tyler was moving shady when it came to how he treated her. According to Monique, Tyler admitted behind closed doors what he did to her, but not once has she gotten a real apology. Not one. So it ain't shocking at all that she's not shedding a single tear over this mess. Word on the street? Monique sees all this as pure karma finally coming back around. Now I gotta know, how do you feel about Tyler Perry getting dragged into this scandal? You think these claims are real, or is this just another Hollywood setup? Drop your thoughts.
Yeah, you know, that's what we said. Like, you know, I'm not, y'all be thinking I don't got no dog in the fight, but man, if your girl go through your phone and you got some text messages, man, you got some explaining to do, bro. You know, you gotta explain what the fuck was you on? And he has a girlfriend. You get what I'm saying? Get sued for 260 big ones. Nah, that's not no big ones. 260 M's, man. Rich forever type shit. You know what I'm saying? Crazy work, I don't know what to say, man. I ain't, you know. I told you, the stuff that they saying is in the indictment. I don't got it yet, but when I get it, I'm gonna tell you it's in the indictment, man. Like, and this ain't federal or nothing, but we saying like, dang, man, I don't know, man. I don't know that, y'all. I don't know. Shit is crazy, B. It's definitely crazy. For real. Definitely crazy. I don't know what to tell y'all, man. I'm out of here, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Thanks to all the new subscribers. We just hit 9K, y'all. Appreciate y'all out. Hey, this station is nothing without y'all, man. Nothing without y'all. We just hit 9K subscribers thanks to y'all. Never would have thought I'd have seen this shit. Never would have thought I'd have seen this shit. I'm better go to the mine, buy me something to wear, man. I'm outside tonight. Definitely outside tonight, y'all. I'm definitely outside. Know about y'all. It's summertime, shit. I can't be sitting here talking shit to y'all. Man. But salute y'all. I'm gone after this jab. I thought find something to go out to, man. You know. I don't know, man. Fuck it, we're gonna go out to this play exclusive. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all the best. Y'all definitely the realest. Definitely.
Hello. You say where I'm at? Shit, right now I'm in the studio. Trying to get to you though, you know? You say you wanna see me too? That's a bet. So I'ma pull up, I'ma come through. I'ma record this song in the studio right quick. Bet. White boy drunk, I'm wasted. Pop 3X, got my heartbeat racing. Young fly nigga like Lucci. Javinci got tired of that Gucci. These niggas big pussy, they coochie. Claiming they shooters, ain't doing no shooting. Front seat in the bird with the Uzi. Got your bitch on the deck eating sushi. Send a drop if you love me, they want me arrested. High class niggas, she like how I'm dressing. Most of these bitches, they fucking, they mess. Kill her out for the free to impress me. I bought a powder, I'm proud of you. She bought me a beer and some Jimmy Choo. I'm a gunner, she say I feel safe with you. From the heart, she say I ain't using you. Thought we was fucking, but feelings I caught it. The thing she want, I bought it. It ain't tricky if you know you ballin'. Trying to get the money, but the odds keep calling. My way to a play, roll of wood, I'm stalling. Hitting his leg like a baby, he crawling. Just like creep, out blocks, we stalking. Couldn't catch a ride, so we got caught walk. Try to run like Rick, we hawk him. Hoes in his back from the shots, we chalk him. High speed chase, got away, we lost him. Stabbed in my back, it's a few left cross me. Not a regular Glock, won't toss it. Let off shots, niggas tripping and falling. Nigga ran with that gun, why you talking? Took an L on the K, but it cost him. Straight A truck too fast, we dogging. Switch to the Benz or the Audi. Get real high just like Bob Marley. All black truck or the Mazda. If my gun can't go, I ain't doing no show. So don't invite me to your party. I'm a Jeff and my brother made Hardy. Known to score on the off, they can't guard me. I'ma stay with a rocket like Harden. Ever go down while you round, I'm sparking. Stay by myself, I ain't need me no army. Front line like a soldier came through, I was bombing. I don't party with niggas, might harm me. Riding around with AP ducking karma. Paranoid, but ain't scared of that drama. Lil' bro got the wheel, we spinning the charger. So my bro spin back in the morning. Heard he was dead, we ain't give him no warning. We the type of niggas go spin when it's snowing. Catch me a nigga, you know we going. I don't even want the bitch, she extra. Lock the door when she leave, I won't beg her. Treat her hoe like a hoe, I won't press her. Grew up with my niggas, I told them we next up. Pull off from the straight and come back in the Tesla. I'm in the field, killers. She too drunk, knocked over my cup. Goddamn, she don't need no more of that liquor. Lot of girls in the club, I'm a tipper. There's some straps in the ride, this is Sprinter. Fuck before we leave, then we go out to dinner. Breadwinner, she know I'm a winner. Time after time again, I was a nigga putting shots through the wind. Pull up with Sally or pull up with Jizz. Yeah, my little cousin, you know what it is. RJ, that's my blood, can't say what we did. 10 out of 10, get it in. DB, that's my brother, my kin. And Tay, that's my cousin, we spin. Just me and AC, we a slide in the race. Shot at the car, you got hit when we sprayed. Play with my cousins, with ops on play up and foul. We had turn the op to a day. Get the low to the spot, way late. Sit outside in this cut, I'ma wait. High as fuck like Queen, I'm baked. And I mix in the mirror with bait. Fresh in the bitch, only smoking exotic. Gun in
Status Bell Harbor, I bought Lennox Mall for my brothers. Sold your bag, told the cutter, I got it out the field, fuck Russell. Going ass Lori about the paddock, and going ass Jordan, ass dead. Philippe water trying to drown a bitch, that's a habit tricking on a bitch. Shit, I'm thinking I'm cribbing a pimp. Shit, I'm cooking up dope like a dump. Shit, like her first gon' sit nigga trim. Shit, I'm floating them out in the blimp. Shit, it look like I'm swimming in glass. Shit, I turn on my bitch cause she bad. Shit, I'm making my ex nigga mad. Shit, they go for them chemicals mad. Real nigga learn them, wearing a bag. Piping a bitch and they nail like I can. Turn up the shooters with switches go bad. Stay with some scammers, but no one's for pain. Trapping the rap with my dog, he fall off. No capping, no bound.